So, Dr. Parker, what brings you here today?
Well, it's as believe my patient. I'm a therapist. So my patient, I believe, he is the father of our child.
Okay. Um, and your name again, sir?
Mr. Terrence.
Mr. Terrence. How was your relationship before the child?
It was great. Started off as like a patient therapist role. Things got pretty serious between us. She broke it off, ended up getting pregnant later. So I know it's not mine, but this has completely destroyed any relationship that I've had with her.
Could it be possible that the child belongs to another patient?
Could patient, friend, who knows, boyfriend, I don't know. And I don't care.
Okay, Dr. Parker, boy, are you still practicing?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, all right. And the psychological board knows about this?
Yes, sir.
And you still have your license?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, tell me what happened.
Well, he came to me with some problems. He had a big breakup, and everything seemed to be going fine. Everything was good. And he also had an addiction to alcohol as well. And so as we went along, the lines became a little bit blurred, and then we started having feelings for each other. And I actually consider him my partner, or like my boyfriend, not just a patient. And so when that happened, that's when I told him, I said, we've got to break this off.
When you all became a couple, were you still his therapist at some point?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Terrence, at what point did you find out that she was pregnant, and what was your reaction to that?
I found out, and don't let her lie, because I still was a patient while we were seeing each other.
Oh, really?
I noticed that she was showing, and I got out of there that day.
Okay. I might have to make a phone call to the the American Board of Psychology, okay? So that has to be addressed, just so you know.
That's fine.
Dr. Parker.
But just because he said it doesn't make it true.
Mr. Terrence, can you tell me what led to the suspicion that this was not your child?
Listen, when I started seeing her, it was court ordered I got a DUI. Things started out real normal. After maybe the third or fourth session, I noticed the room where I'm doing the therapy started getting a little warmer and warmer, like she's adjusting the thermostat. So I'm wanting to take my jacket off. She starts asking me all these questions. I'm going through a breakup. She manipulated me as a therapist. I couldn't stop it. And then she calls me months later, telling me she's got a baby. It had been a long time for me after seeing her. It can't be mine.
Okay. Months later, like as in, just give me some roundabout number.
I don't know, maybe 9 months, 6 months, 6 months.
So about 6 months later.
6 months.
So
later.
you had saw her with a bump before,
Mm-hmm.
and then you hightailed it out of there.
I left it because listen, I didn't think it could be mine, and I did not want to be messing around with somebody that was in a relationship with somebody. I'm not that guy.
Dr. Parker, let me ask you, how did you feel when he said that he was not the father? How did that make you feel? What was your next course of action?
Well, I was devastated, of course, because he's trying to make it sound like it was just something that was just, high and dry, it just happened, whatever. And it wasn't. It was over a course of time. And I did start to sympathize with him. He was going through a very tough time. And if anything, he was more so advancing me. And one thing did lead to another. And I said, well, okay, this is not going to work. Because I was trying my best to make sure the professional and private did not, collide with each other. And he just would always get upset.
That's a lie.
Wait. Mr. Terrence, no outbursts, please. While she's speaking, let her speak. And when it's your turn to speak, she won't speak when you're speaking, okay?
That's it. I'm upset.
All right, I understand that very much so, but we're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to take care of it right now, so you won't have long to wait.
Okay.
Cool.
And so also, he does have some anger problems as well, which concerned me. And I thought, okay when I did find out I was pregnant later. I was very questionable whether I wanted him in my life or not.
Now he has some anger issues. At any point, did he threaten you or harm you or hit you or anything?
Yeah, sometimes he would. I don't know if he was so drinky or not, because at that point we really weren't seeing each other. Like you said, it had been some time. So I'm not sure exactly what was going on with him. But then I started thinking to myself, okay, this is his child because I'm not with anybody else. And maybe I want my child to at least know his father. But my concern is his anger, his drinking, and everything else. I mean, I am a professional person. So he
Well, let me hold that. Let me pause you right there for a second, Mr. Terrence. I'm watching you do your head back and forth. You're pacing almost, and you got your arms crossed, which is a sign of self-soothing. So what she's saying is very much upsetting you. So I have to ask you this: are you angry right now? Because I can see that you're clearly angry. But more importantly, are you drunk right now? Have you been drinking today?
I haven't had a drink in 6 days.
In 6 days, so you still an alcoholic?
I wouldn't call it an alcoholic. It's been 6 days.
Well, most alcoholics don't call it being an alcoholic. But if you had a drink in 6 days, let me ask you something. Did you get help?
I'm in another program, yeah.
And when was the last time you were at a meeting?
6 days ago.
So let me get this straight. You got on the program 6 days ago, and 6 days ago was the last time you had a drink.
Correct.
And what was the last time you punched a wall or anything like that?
I haven't done that in months.
Dr. Parker, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and I'm going to ask you a question. During this difficult time that you were all alone and you were dealing with the pregnancy and everything, who was your support system? Who did you run to for help?
I seek the help of a relative, which is my grandmother. She's been stable in my life forever. And, to run by questions, how to do, what to feel. Because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here right now. But
Was she the one that asked you or told you to get a pregnancy test?
she was the one that weighed the question is like, do you want this child not to ever know its father? It's going to come a time where this child is going to ask, and do you want to be the one that keeps him away from, no matter what condition he's in? Don't you want to know? And I thought about that.
Yeah.
And that's when I reached out.
Well, let me ask you this. What are you prepared to do or not do if you find out that Ms. Gutierrez is not the father?
That's totally on him. I mean, if it comes that way, okay, fine. But if he is the father, then that's up to him to decide what he would like to do. I'm pretty much neutral on this. I will go on with life like normal.
Neutral. So there is a chance that someone else could be the father?
No, sir.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Terrence. I'm going to put the same question to you. What are you prepared to do or not do if you find out that what's it, 6 months old Joaquin is not your son?
If he's not my son, then I'm moving on with life,
Okay.
and nothing changes for me.
But what if he is your son?
If he is my son, then I will step up, and I will be a father.
You will be a father. Now, what does that mean?
That means that I will share custody if that's what this comes to. I'll pay child support. It's my responsibility as a man and a father. If this is my child, I will step up.
Dr. Parker, we have the results right here. Mr. Terrence, they're right here. So let me ask you this, Dr. Parker. What challenges did you face preparing to come here to court today? And why did it take so long?
Because in some ways, I was very afraid because I got a lot of threatening phone calls from him. And like I said it before, I know he can be violent sometimes. He drinks, not always on the level, and that scared me. It scared me a lot. But like I said before, I really would like to know as well what the results are, or for him to know the results of this. So there is no question about what happened, because if my child ever asks who his father is, I'd like to be able to tell him.
Mr. Terrence, is this true that you were calling her and making threats?
not to the extent that she says, but I was hurt. I was hurt.
So you did.
I called her a couple times. Yeah.
So okay, so you made the threats.
Yeah.
Which was the question. Okay.
Yes.
So you okay, I'm not gonna even
Sorry, Your Honor.
go into that. Mr. Terrence, if you are the father, you need to apologize to Dr. Parker today, right now. And go and seek help for your anger issues. Hopefully a male therapist this time. So there's no pregnancies or anything there. And I'm gonna just get right into this. Okay? Mr. Terrence, Dr. Parker, when it comes to 6-month-old Joaquin, you are the father.
Oh my God.
Now that you know the truth, how does this change your relationship? What's going to happen now?
It's just nothing changes with her, but now I got to step up and be a father.
Dr. Parker, are you going to allow him to see the baby?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to allow him to be in the baby's life?
That was the whole reason I came here. It's going to need to get some cutout for the anger management, but I feel that we never would have started if I didn't think he was a good person deep inside. And I'm just hoping that maybe you do get some help. And
I have to propose this to both of you. What will you do after this hearing?
I'd like to at least maybe send a so you could meet him
I would like that.
and talk about how we could maybe call Aaron.
That sounds good to me. I'm sorry I said I was going to slap you in court if that wasn't my baby. I'm sorry I said I was going to slash your tires if that wasn't my baby. I apologize.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to see to it that the court orders a therapist for you so you all can move forward and co-parent with baby Joaquin. Case dismissed.